Okie dokie. Evening. We're gonna try and get in. 7 in the morning. Alright, we're gonna do a little bit of warm up. Go for a single. Back for stuff tomorrow. What do we want to do as one? Just do... No, not that one. No, that's it. That's it. Not bad. Alright, that's pretty good for 2 hits. Alright. Thank you very, very much. And we will most certainly try. Dropping a little bit in the 4 hits. Should be okay though. Alright, let's get out of here. And first check our hit height real quick. Here. A couple of movement things we want to do, some more Mabon checks. And then we'll get into them. Overall jump height's not bad. We'll take that. We're gonna reset to save here. Takes a hot minute now that we've added so many other saves. Right. That happened pretty smoothly and well. That one was bad, mostly off of not changing camera angle. That's acceptable. We'll probably go for the barrel during the run, but practicing that's not a bad idea. We gotta go back to the menu here, because auto death. Let's see. This one? Yeah. Practice this real quick. Damn. Honestly, that one's not bad. Try that one more time. Late. We'll take that. Alright. That was a weird ass animation. Just fucking like infinite flip right there. Alright. This one? No, this one goes straight into the. East. Alright. Interesting. Trying to use insta-death there also goes super funky. Let's see. Okay, so that's that one. This one? Yeah, it should be this one. Yeah, there. Bada boom. Okay. What else do we need to practice? Okay. Let's go look at R, which would be this level 12? No. All this deep jungle. 15? No. 18. send people for that. Yeah. Alright. This, and then go. Run. That was a fucking phenomenal fight. We almost got the kill pre-fucking laser there, which is really fucking fast. Single blizzard and 2 more hits after the laser. Like, that's really fast. I almost think I probably could have gotten it basically during the laser if I just kept going for it, but I don't know. Alright, that's not bad. Anything else I want to practice? You should be in Monstro? Number 4. Okay. This should be... Good save for this. Okay, not great. Does that put me back to the start of this room? Yep. Okay. If I air to that side, we don't end up with a spawn, so that's good to know. That's also fine. I did that in room. Okay. Bruh. Let me get the fucking jump. Thank you. Okay. Not exactly how I wanted to do it, but we'll take it. Good go for it, yep. That is the one thing we don't want to do. Okay. Good enough. Alright. Warm up done. Run, get going. And we don't get to reset this. matter how much we want to. Doesn't matter what my early game does. We can get a PB. Alright. Thus far, not bad. Yep. Like that. Not quite the 2 combo, but that's alright. Damn. Bruh. Put back your potion. Really? Straight up and down jump? Come on. Alright, that's pretty good. Kids platform. Like 201, 202. Yeah. Okay. Not great on that. Dropped hits. Yikes. Alright, well, we're way behind coming out of this. But they love you. Like we said, we don't get to reset. Oh, come on. Oh my god. I just started using AP ups. Oh my god. My god. I am definitely not trying to do that thing, Beast. Hope you're having a good night, though. Go back out. Make sure that we're selecting all the right options. Oh, just got off of work about an hour, little over an hour, hour and a half ago. So, been busy. Fair enough. Well, welcome in, as always. Your company is appreciated. And congrats once again on the new PB, by the way. It went pretty decent. Could have been a little bit faster, but that's about how things go in my industry. Because yeah, you're at a 205 now, right? Catching up to me and Eric real fast. Good shit. Yay, backward jump. Fuck yeah. So yeah, I guess the majority of places where you have time to save at this point are some like minor combat things, menu comfortability, and some movement things. There's also likely to be some like cutscenes where you can shave some time just based on knowing like where you can or cannot end up skipping. Like that, where I just fucked that up a little bit by trying to go ever so slightly too early, twice in a row there. Bruh. Bruh. What is happening? Oh, this one's almost as bad as the last one. Not quite as bad, but like, yeesh. Alright. Well, we're keeping this one and not resetting because, one, it's super late and we don't really have time for that shit. And two, we're just not gonna end up using AP ups here. We're gonna pay the fuck attention. Alright, well, we're probably losing 15 here. Gonna be like a 26-ish, I would guess. It was pretty close with the 15, I just did bad math. Yeah, you definitely like have better like combat sense and input management than most new runners, and I think that's a benefit of like coming across from other games at this point. Yeah, we're that far behind. We're fucking full sending this. Yeah, if there are things that happen in my run that like you don't know how to pull off or have questions about, thank you. I mean, fair. The only reason I go for it at this point is, one, I've practiced a bunch. Two, I'm way behind on time, so, like, take the fucking risks, I guess. Bruh. Stopping one step in front of Kyrie, like a numbskull. It's not nearly as hard as it seems. It definitely does take some practice and can get, like, fucked up decently easily. A 10 stream streak, fuck yeah. But it's definitely not the hardest piece of movement in this game, to be frank. I'd put it, honestly, on par, if not slightly easier than Chamber 3 skip. Chamber 3 skip, you don't have the, like, blind input. Or, like, for the bush jump versus Chamber 3 skip, you don't have the blind input that you have to do there. It's just like, oh, and we're done loading, and you have to input. So that definitely helps. it is like fractions of a second faster than a like well input long jump plus run plus swim. Like minusculely faster, and you have to actually like input correctly. Brown coconut, OTAS. So like if you're not confident in doing the like correctly timed long swim inputs, you will lose time. And sometimes I still don't do that quite right. But it's one of those things of it helps set my tempo for doing swimming later into the game, where it's more noticeably impactful, like when leaping Merlin. Or the instances in the water web. Bruh. On the ladder. Yeah. There's a video of it in the speedrun Discord by Gator that showcases it being like fractions of a second faster. But again, you have to have proper inputs, like with pretty much any movement game. Yeah, Gator spends a lot of time like dissecting the code, looking for like optimal fights. Oh my god. Bruh. That's so fucking tragic. My lock-on use was so terrible there, I fucking despawned the coconut. We're burning more time here. Oh. Like, the hits weren't bad, but, like, my lock-on use was fucking trash. And the frustrating thing is, we just sat and did a bunch of, like, warm-up practice on a bunch of different things, and, like, all of it went pretty fucking smooth, and, like, I'm already screwing a bunch of shit up the run. Okay, we saved a second. That's something at least. So like all 7 of these cutscenes have either an audio cue or like on that one, a visual cue or just a timing cue for them. And getting comfortable with what each one of those is. God damn it. Something that can make a big difference over the long haul of the run. Because, like, you miss... That will definitely be losing you some time. Because you'll have times where you overuse start and end up closing it more than once. You'll miss some of the timing windows where you could be doing it earlier. Like, it's not a bad approach till you like actually learn where each one of them is and like try to time it more accurately. But it will be costing you more time eventually. That was a good dark side too. Like that one, I went ever so slightly early. You can get the cutscene skip while he's blinking, just not the like first frame that he's blinking. And so like you know that you missed the window if his eyes are open and looking like up, his up left. free and a parry, which is awkward, but okay. Almost missed. Sora, what are you doing? Shh. Done nothing. That was fucking... I normally don't jump there, I usually just fucking let myself drop. We're doing hardcore parkour Sora today instead, though. What is this camera angle? Come on. Bruh. Look. Terrible splits up to this point. So, like this one, it's as soon as his eyes are halfway open. Pretty much a easy peasy one. This one is as soon as the camera is in and starts panning. This one is as soon as load symbol goes away. If you hear Kyrie at all, you've technically gone a little bit. I did there. This one is as soon as Yuffie's text bubble goes away. You can get it before it technically transitions to her like visual point of view. I got that for the first time like 4 runs ago. That one's as soon as it like takes control. Thank you, Donald. That was a little poorly done. Bruh. Not the best, but I think we should still save a little bit of time here. Yeah, we'll take that. That one's as soon as it swaps camera over to his shaking form. That one is a couple seconds after it loads into the visual. You can't skip immediately as it starts, so you do have to hear a little bit of Sora's dialogue. You don't have to hear anything there, so I was a little bit... There's a music cue you can go off of there. But yeah, one of the major things about this game is spam inputting. There is an input buffer that this game registers, and it still has from basically the PS2 days. Which is part of why you can't just mash input attacks and stuff. That still applies to... What am I doing? To this port as well. Most places, yes. So like on these guys, there's input registers for advancing their dialogue, and it's been found that there's a little bit of extra hold-up window if you try and mash through the initial 2 to 3 dialogues. Like you can't, like, you can luck into having the appropriate timing for the continue mash after the first 3, but you're more likely and more consistent with the speed with which you get them if you just time your inputs for the first 3 and then mash through for this dialogue. And a lot of the gummy ship ones are kind of like that, but they just haven't been as well investigated. That one and the one going into Deep Jungle are the 2 that have seen the most investigation. There's a lot of inconclusive findings there so far, nothing concrete. But another place is like when going into the gummy garage. There's 2 ways you can do that for like you can early hold an input, and then there's a brief delay on the buffer in order to do further inputs. For the defense ups and strength power ups at the beginning of the game. Like there's a timing to all of that, and like you can mash through that, and it's generally going to be faster than trying to time it, because that input windowing is tighter. But yeah, pretty much everything in this game has some element of input window. Just some are shorter closeout windows than others. Right. Shorting myself on steps a bunch. Okay. And this is just my hunch, but I think part of why text advancement allows for more mashing is it operates on a character-by-character basis. As opposed to some of the other things that operate on a full bubble basis, like the gummy mission, or the gummy overworld text bubbles. Those kind of spawn the entire bubble instead of one character at a time. I think that was 2, but I'm not 100%. That, I think, is a great call. And, like, obviously you'll have to reset some best segments, but, well, you won't have to reset best segments because it'll just, you'll get new best segments that are faster sub-split point. Alright, E. Not amazing, but we'll take it. Considering the, like, slowness of my menu earlier in that, like, we'll take it. Not what I would like to see, but is what it is. And yeah, that'll help you hone in on like what's being consistent, what's being more difficult, and where your more specific time loss is. Like LSB is a really long split to leave as a single split. So having those individual breakdowns allows you to know, okay, am I having issues with community climb? Am I having issues with the like fight in the graveyard plus movement? Am I having issues with the menuing? Hey Jesus, thank you very much for the good luck. Alright, we'll take that, we'll take that. Oh, okay. Alright. Now for Deep Jungle. So, you're saying on the ones coming from the ground, I'm assuming? So how you get the like full air combo as he's coming down, and then normally you only get a 1-2 like coming from the ground afterwards. Yeah, so that is a known thing. It takes really tight timing. It means that like you are comboing very, very well. Is essentially what that boils down to. It also means that your input timing for getting off the ground is very crisp. Because I'm assuming you're not jump inputting a second time. Because if you are, I need to look into that more. But my understanding is basically if you can get the appropriate timing off the ground for the second set of hits and have very crisp timing on the first and second combos, you can get a full second combo out of it. I have yet to actually really accomplish this. It is faster. So like keep doing what you're doing. That is like the ideal situation. Yeah, that's the goal. And like I'm sure that you could time the first input to get you off the ground. It's just nobody's really nailed down what that timing window looks like. So it's something you could theoretically practice to like get even crisper. But I don't know how much it would necessarily save you in the grand scheme of things. As opposed to just spam it to get off the ground and then time the next 2 hits. But yeah, if you're getting that already, fucking great. Stick to it. Alright. That's a lot of spin. Alright. We'll take that for a fight. A little bit messy, but not bad. Alright. Okay, slide collection. We'll take that. So like this one, you can skip as soon as the arm goes into the flap there. Yeah. Ran slightly past her. You can technically start the conversation with Jane in the blackout if you're very on top of it. Alright. Everything is looking alright so far. On the on the projector or on the tent flap cutscene skip. Gotcha. I did not realize that, honestly. There definitely is, like, noticeable cutscene variation for sure. And I've started to notice it less because I've been on JP for a while now. Alright, we take that. Gotcha. I'm not terribly surprised by that. It is also... oh god. What am I doing? One of those things of... Alright, we'll take that. That wasn't amazing, but... and yeah, I know. If I take auto lock on off, things might be a little bit better here. Thank you, Donald, for cleaning that up. We ended up with an extra potion there. That's okay. Oop. Okay. Oh, this movement is terrible, though. What would be harder in terms of the time we turn it off? That's a great question, honestly. I don't have a good answer for that. Okay, not an amazing power wilds, but pretty fucking good. We will take that. Yep, the lanterns for the platform. That's pretty fair, actually. Excuse me? Bruh! I failed that so hard. Oh, an 0-1. We'll fucking take it, but like... tragic that it was so close and yet so far. Alright, decent fruit, decent fruit. I almost just paused there. Nothing happened, no one saw anything. I can imagine a couple of like fight sequences where like it could be marginally helpful. Correct. It's a set number of hits, 15 total, so dropping hits there makes no sense. Fuck yeah. What? Who? Why? That's just fucking silly. Uh, if you see that, tell them to stop that bullshit. Not good. Not good. Fucking slow. Oh my god. Duck, get out of the way. Fuck. Right. Losing time to waterfall. Love it. Fine. Yeah, I'm not terribly surprised by that. And, like, I want to see Elite succeed. It is really painful how negative they are about their own gameplay. But the other thing is, like, from what I can tell, they more or less refuse to actually practice or adopt or adapt to anything new. And it's like, okay, if you're just going to keep doing the same exact things, yeah, you're not going to get a PB. Astra, there's a little bit of the same thing going on there, but like I also definitely like have a little bit of respect and admiration for the whole like I'm going the sword route. But again, like sword route doesn't mean don't do air combos. Sword route doesn't mean like don't use magic. Like I generally like I call out when I fuck shit up. It happens. Like I'm not playing a perfect run. Nowhere near. But I don't generally try and be too down on myself. I do try and, like... I will be down on myself post-run. For real. Like... But mid-run, there's no point in fucking doing that, because you're just gonna, like, build yourself up to the point where you're just gonna reset. You're gonna stop the run, you're not gonna be having fun, you're going to throw away any opportunity of having good splits beyond that. And like, yes, a certain amount of tilt is unavoidable if you're having a bad fucking run. We're all human. Understandable. But like my mentality that I try to maintain at least, and again, I don't succeed all the time. And definitely like I come out of runs being like, oh, I fucked this up, I fucked this up. Oh, I'm never gonna succeed, blah, 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 blah. But my mentality inside the run is always about, okay, even if I get one blue split, that's a successful run. Even if I don't PB, one blue split, that's a successful run. And beyond that, I generally try to keep the mentality of, okay, I didn't get blue split and I didn't get a PB, but it's practice. That's a little bit harder some of the times because, like, it can definitely feel a little bit like a waste if you just sit there and spend 2+ hours of your time to see like no real improvement. But improvement is incremental, and so like giving yourself grace is really a big part of it. But like I also understand the frustration and headache of hitting those roadblocks of like, okay, I kept seeing these improvements and kept chipping away at my sum of best and my EBs over and over for like a really long time, and then like not really knowing what to do or like knowing why that stops. And for most people it is around the like 215 to 205 mark, because that's when it gets really fucking hard and really specific and really keyed into making sure that you're doing things as optimally as possible. And if you're not like taking the time to analyze what you're doing, finding the things that you're fucking up, finding where you're losing time and knowing why you lose time, and then working on those things, you're not going to get better. Like I sat down and was like, okay, what am I losing time to and why am I losing time to those things? And like one of those big setbacks was just combat. Like my combat was very slow because I was both mashing and sticking primarily to ground comboing. And that chipped away at essentially I can't stop that. That chipped away at essentially every split in the entire run. Okay, we didn't get the despawn as intended, but we still got them away enough to actually get the Trinity impact. Not the way that's supposed to go, but we'll fucking take it. Oh, by the way, if you're using the splitter through like the live split edit splits window, the bugginess around the TT2 split should now be fixed. That pull request got merged. There's also now a setting in here for having a Simba split if either of you use that. If you still have problems with either one of them, let me know. I didn't get to be like too thorough in my testing. So if it's not a perfect fix, bear with me, because generally I try and be a little bit more rigorous in my vetting of things. But basically I tried to get a secondary check in place for when leaving Traverstown. It went through like 2 hours ago, maybe. It's pretty recent. It was while I was at work, so it's definitely more recent than that. So I do apologize. Basically what that boils down to, I was explaining this earlier in somebody's chat, I can't remember whose. But I was explaining that the reason it was bugging out is the autosplitter looks for a byte change that says you're on the Gummy overworld, but if you go into the Gummy garage too quickly, that doesn't register in the cycle, or like you can miss the registration cycle, or it saying, hey, you're on the Gummy overworld, at which point it won't register till you come back out of the Gummy garage, which is why people get the late splits. I was about to use the fucking Trinity there. But yeah, should be fixed. We'll see if it fucks up and does something weird on mine, since I am set to use that version. And hopefully it doesn't just fucking break shit. It shouldn't, but we'll see. And yes, I know that like mashing here doesn't actually do anything. Alright, that was pretty good. We'll fucking take that. But yeah, so the Simba split, if there's interest in using it, would register basically right here. Because that's when Earthshine leaves your inventory. I'll read that in just a second. Yeah, it has to do with registration cycles. It's a thing. I haven't really found anything to really work around that one. Um, Unfortunately, that one, like, it is kind of just a don't go too fast there, otherwise you're burning like 0.2 seconds, which isn't a big deal in the long scheme of things, but it's a thing. Um, if ever we get to the point where there is a fucking like fraction of a second differential between that's not where that's supposed to go. Okay, well that we're gonna have to that's not what what am I doing? What am I doing? I didn't fucking that. My god. I didn't actually buy the fucking gummies like a dumbass. We're burning so much time here. What is going on? Interesting. Interesting. What? How am I burning this much time? Like, damn. Still didn't do the thing. Alright, well. That blows. We had been very close on our time, and then yeah. Shenanigans. What did I even do there? Like, did I go talk to Sid and just not do the gummies? Or did I, like, skip over talking to Sid and go straight into the accessory shop? I'm not 100% sure. I'm so out of it and confused now. But I also do now need to go fix that register, because that is not where that's supposed to happen. Okay. That's kind of what I thought, which is part of why that is such a massive time loss. Of like, oh, I finished talking to him, fucking left, went to the accessory shop, got surprised by the split happening, and then, like, went out, went into the gummy menu, came back in, like, oh god. If I PB with this, like, that's gonna be super cringy. I need to go post run and actually do more diving into that. So, not actually fixed. Split's early, which, I mean, Is early better than late? I don't know. That was an extra dodge roll. I got to say nothing. Alright. Here comes the time lock. Bruh. My camera and ledge grabbing and all of that is all over the fucking place. right now. That was a terrible fight. What am I doing? What am I doing? Let's try and regain some time here. Refocusing. Okay, decent party menu. Fuck you, Black Fungus. What are you doing, bro? Alright. With a good fight, we can save some time here. Bro, let me out of the corner. Bruh. Well, definitely not making it to the next room. Yikes. 11 seconds left. Nope, that's not what we want. That's what. There we go. My timing got real off here. Okay, that's fine. Alright, well, I hate that I keep getting that fucking setup. I'm guessing I'm just not going far enough back on Tiger Head. Yay, did it the proper way this time. And so it's not triggering the, like, the back tilt animation that it's supposed to. There we go. That's another point where auto lock is your friend. If you don't have it on and don't lock on yourself, your fire will just whiff. Versus if you do what I did there, you still end up with getting it. That being said, you're supposed to be trying to lock on anyway, so a little bit of a toss-up. Alright, we practiced this before. Let's see what happens. Alright, well, fucked it up. Excuse me? What? I went too fucking early. Alright, well this fight's scuffed, and so is the run. Okay, if I managed to PB with this, this would be the most scuffed early game imaginable to fucking go against. Technically it's still doable, but really hard. 2 minutes coming out of fucking Jafar is a lot. Alright. 10 out of 11 on Genie Jafar, though. So, we'll take that. Oh! Had been a good start to the run, too. We have a bunch to save on PC1, though, so... see what we can claw back. Still need to get better about timing those a little bit tighter, but not bad. That one's another one that can be done with the fade in that's happening. You just can't really tell that the fade in is happening because of how dark the scene is. That's not where we want to be. Alright, get on the save point. Alright. This, too, we practiced a couple of times before. Hopefully it goes better than the Jafar fight. So, we literally practiced the Jafar fight before this, after the previous run where we fucked it up. Every time we've done it in practice, it has been a one cycle, and it has been a fast one cycle. Every time we've done it in a run recently, something has gone funky. And it saddens me, because it's like, okay, the practice showcases that yes, I can do that fight well. The runs are not. Needs mo practice. But this, again, comes back to some of the, like, inconsistency discussion I've had, kind of on repeat. I'm not even really like anxious about it. It's just like I'm not good at doing inputs the same way repeatedly over an extended period of time. And so my combos suffer for it. So I've dropped hits because of the relatively extreme variability of my input. Like, I wasn't feeling like on edge or anything like going into that. It's just like there's a little bit of that conversation of like, hey, I practice this, let's see how it goes. It went poorly. There's definitely times where like run anxiety is a thing, and especially if I like get into endgame with like in the green, that definitely kicks in there. But like this early in the run, I don't care. Like I'm gonna lose time if I'm gonna lose time. I'm trying not to, but like what's gonna be is what's gonna be. To an extent, like again, I do care. Like I am trying to keep a good mental state with all of this, and also like put up a good showing. But I'm also trying not to stress it or sweat it so much that I then play worse. That was nerve-wracking as fuck for a second there. Alright, got the movement. No. I think it's a showcasing of, like, your particular, like, area of skill and ability. I think you are almost certainly particularly good at the things that make KH1 hard, and possibly struggle with the things that make KH2 hard. Thus, kind of lending to that disparity. Excuse me. Fuck yeah. Alright. We'll take that. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's bad, though. I think it, again, just talks to, like, where your strengths are. Because the things that make... Oh, God. The things that make KH2 hard vary wildly from what makes KH1 hard. That was almost very awkward. Alright, decent menu. Whee! Terrifying. I was trying for the second dodge roll there, and I just did not input for it properly. Bruh. My movement was trash there. Yep, spawns differently. Yeah. The spawn out of that cutscene is different. Oh god, that was fucking close. Dropped the last fucking combo on him. But that's honestly okay, because it like meant that I finished with the combo after that, rather than like mid-combo the next one, but hey. Alright. Scraped back 46 seconds after that Jafar one. Which is tragic, because that means, like, if I had not burned all that time between TT2 and Jafar 1, I would be most of a minute ahead. Eh. No sense crying over spilled milk. Now, I'm not going to do the thing the Beast did earlier today. Or was it yesterday? I don't know. Whenever it was, your most recent run, where you failed to put on that gummy. Fuck. I flicked the right control stick. God damn it. Hey, I'm making different mistakes. Like, honestly, you're gonna pass me time-wise probably in the next... Like, if you keep running it and keep, like, doing research and figuring out the things that you're losing time on, you're likely to pass me in the next probably 2 weeks. I do need to put in some shit for, like, all of my point stuff as well. Thank you for the reminder on that. More time to be doing runs, I take it. The other thing is, and like this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, like you are approaching learning this speed run exactly the way you need to be, and Elite is approaching this as if like they've got perfect mastery of the game already, and like what could I possibly be saving time on at this point? Like the conversations that he has with himself and stream make it sound like there is no way he's beating any of his best segment times, when it's like, even in the stream I was watching earlier today, he beat 2 best segments. And I only watched a third to half of... What the fuck is this camera angle? A third to a half of a run. So, like, if he chilled out, dialed down the negative self-talk, and actually invested in, like, learning what the fuck he needs to change, he would almost certainly crush his PB relatively quickly. Because his mechanics aren't bad. Okay, yep. That was alright. It wasn't as fast as it could be, but I think it's about on par with as fast as I've been doing it, which is good at least. That was the most crisp I have ever done that fucking cutscene skip. Like, he shouldn't be going out of his way to run a game he's not enjoying. Alright, I felt like that was better, but I guess my flower segment is decent now. So, not great to lose some time there, but Okay. Oh god, that was terrifying. I thought I was gonna spawn things by the first area. Okay, 5, 2, 7. Fuck. 2, 5, 1. I also didn't use the proper amount of magic there, because I was awkwardly paying attention to ghosts and failing. So we're under MP. That's okay. Definitely not saving time here. Yeah. Alright. Well, with a decent fight here, shave pretty much all of that back off. Because I tried to do it early. You can also move during that blackout there. I didn't dodge roll like I should have. Tried to skip that one early as well. Fucking black mushroom. My god. Alright. Still can save some time here. Not great that we got black fungus and had like a semi-slow fight in there, but again, tried to go slightly. I mean, it's not killing my run. Other shit I did killed my run. Like, the only people that Black Fungus is killing a run for is gonna be fucking Nintendo, Violin, Bandit. You don't lose enough time to lose a PB for basically anybody else. Alright. Tiny bit of time save. Okay. Because there's people that, like, are out here being like, oh, this thing happened, run Zed. It's like, I have PBs in the sub 205 area with multiple deaths in them. Alright, let's see if I can actually get a decent Oogie. We can save some more time here as well. Dice Reflect would be huge. Bruh. Walk on. You. Fuck. Donald's in. Alright, he got one Blizzard off, which is not going to stop us from getting kill on... What will stop us is... Thank you. Okay. Oh, thanks to Heartless Dice, we saved time there. I swung a little bit early, I think, on Dice Reflect, which is unfortunate, but here we are. All right. Oh god. Fuck. Well, not saving time here. Bruh. I'm trying to go too fast. Get your ass up there. Thank you. We got bopped so many times during that. Honestly, for having fallen off like that, losing 14.5 isn't as bad as it could be. This run is still paced to beat my previous PBs, so there's that at least. All right. So okay, we're gonna look at a thing real quick. So bear with me. I don't have to get only blues from here to the end of the run. Even if I am within like 3 seconds of basically best on every split from here to the end, I would still get a 158. Well, maybe low 159. But I would still get sub 2 by just matching my bests to a close margin. I wouldn't have to get a single best segment between now and the end of the run to get sub 2. To get a PB, even less so. Like, a PB is very doable still. It's just annoying and harder. I'll lay it on that one. Okay. That was so many excess inputs that I did not need. Bruh. There we go. Yep. Yep. I have so much differential, and this is part of what I've been talking about of like my overall inconsistency. Like I'm one of very few runners that has played to a level to have the sum of best that I have that does not have sub 2. It's why part of why everyone is so confident that I can. Didn't need to do the ladder. Thank you. Movement. It's part of why everyone has that level of confidence that I can. Bruh. I hate getting stuck on that corner. Oh, come on. Really? Alright, got the fast fade, slow fight. That's okay. Okay, my god, where am I going? I don't. Elite is like one of the only people I know that does. It's definitely not going to be in this run, but I have a chunk of time coming up relatively soon where I'll be able to put in some decent runs with more consistency. Still working on catching up on messages. Breath. Fair enough. Like, I understand the, like, impetus, but it's extra menuing. Alright. We'll take that. Decent hook fight. So, yeah. Basically, my thought process there and the process I think most other top runners have on that is it's extra menuing that you don't necessarily have to do, and, like, if you're being, like, accurate with your jump inputs into combos, it won't matter. Like, it definitely changes the combo patterning, and I won't argue that the fight is almost certainly, like, a fair bit easier. That's a fucking late-ass skip. I should not be saying him. Not paying attention. Um, but in the long run, the like ideal fight can still be achieved with high jump on. So like taking the time to take it off just for ease of execution isn't necessarily worth. Okay, but what am I doing other than fumbling all over the place? Yeah, like if you can combo on Riku 2, then you shouldn't necessarily be worrying about comboing on Anti-Sora. They're essentially the same height. His hitbox is definitely a little bit smaller, but like your combos essentially have to happen at the same height for the execution to be correct. All right. Pull the cord. So yeah, the reason we do that fire there is if you see the MP that I'm at now, we aren't 3 full bars down. I would check what your timing is on it, because again, like the ideal version of that fight is like 24 seconds or some bullshit. So like if you're not already hitting that margin, like anyway, what I was saying. We're 5 bars plus yellow instead of just 5 bars there. Alright, well, he's gonna reform. Alright. Not terribly surprised by that. Damn, a little bit late on that. I didn't notice the movement. So you can't break the limbs during certain animations. You basically want to be hitting specific damage thresholds as he's doing specific things. That is a fight that you want to very clearly like look at and practice. The R, like guard into R's opener, you should usually be getting a single limb break out of that. And then the goal from there is to not actually have him break apart like I did, but to parry his next move, or guard it, depending on your positioning. That way you get a larger window to get yet another limb break. It's pretty, like, tight as far as timings go for making sure that you, like, get the subsequent limb break. But basically what you want to be doing is you lock on to the first hand, which is the, like, when he's facing you, his right hand, I guess, technically speaking. You lock onto that, but during the R's you toggle lock so that your bashes are going through multiple of the limbs. as he like recollects himself, and like toggle over to the other hand. And you should end up getting the first limb break while having decent damage onto some of the other limbs as you go with that. And then from there, it's about getting the second limb break onto the other hand. You prioritize the hands because they take the highest degree of damage to do the breaks on, and because they're lower to the ground, so slightly easier targeting. If you time it properly, you get the second parry as he's about to do the swing forward move for the separation. So he doesn't end up separating. It gives you the extended window to get the limb break onto the second hand, and then you move on to the feet. I think you have to get one more parry essentially out of it to have like the ideal fight. But basically those 3 parries extend the windows in which you can actually do damage and break the limbs, so that you can have a break apart less fight. There is a small amount of RNG as far as what patterning he's going to do, but getting those parries helps reduce that RNG. And if you like drop a parry, the ideal RNG pattern is for him to go into cannon form quickly so that you can get a quicker kill. I don't know for sure that he goes into like great detail on that, but I'm not 100%. There is a example video in the speedrun Discord that shows like the fight like as intended, which is a really good example. It doesn't have like notes or anything or commentary breakdown, but there's a bunch of conversation in the channel around when that video came out, just talking about the various steps to it. Bruh, really? Dude's out here burning MP. Hate you, beast. Alright, we're doing that just because I had a run recently where he dicked around because he didn't have MP, full MP for triggering on an ability use on the defender up here, and I just do not like fucking around with that. But yeah, basically it boils down to when can you do damage versus can't do damage in that fight. Because you can spend all day wailing on it when he's mid-animation, and you're not going to break a piece apart. So if you like maximize your damage on one of the limbs during an animation, it gets down to 1 hit away, he's still in an animation, you go and deal damage to one of the other limbs. Because that's the thing is, if for the limbs, even if they can't be broken during his animations, you can still deal damage to them. So there's no point in really wailing past a certain threshold because you're just like wasting hits at that point. Because yeah, if he's in the break apart or rejoin animation, you can't break limbs at that point. That was bad. Dodge roll angle. Alright. Alright, got his ass over here, which made that slightly faster on the blue menu. No despawns, that's okay. Alright, let's see how fast we can make this fight. Can we save some time? Possible, but gotta go fast about it. Oh, that was terrifying. And so fucking slow. Dangerous split. Definitely don't reset that much to this. I need to figure out what the fuck that's about. Like, what? Excuse me. Input X. Dangerous split. Excuse me. Movement, please. Alright. So part of this boils down to having a good first Dumbo-less fight. Part of it boils down to my movement through here. Like, there's a lot of factors to whether I save or lose time. Break the bot. Here's your daily friendly reminder that anytime you would take more than 2 steps, do a dodge roll instead. Dodge roll replaces the movement of 3 steps. Bruh. Fucking like 5-6 push? What the fuck was that? Well, my emblem door would have been terrible. In PC, no. What am I doing? What am I doing? That's not just a normal door. Ooh. Focus. Focus. We have a lot of time still available to be pulled back. Yeah. When we changed off of console, aka with the PC port era, single push became impossible. It has to do with the updates to geometry. Alright, well, that didn't work. So we're gonna get followed. Hi, Wyvern. Get your ass down here, please. Holy shit. Ooh. Bro. Oh god. That was fucking terrifying. We're definitely not saving time on this split. Yeah. So, normally, If you use either first person or camera centering, one of two things is supposed to happen. Either there's like a weird little glitch that causes the wyvern to basically yeet itself out of existence with first person. With camera centering, you can get, or first person, you can get the second result, which is it ends up controlling how Goofy and Donald and the wyverns interact with each other. Bruh, Donald? Okay. Glad his ass was fucking immune to that stop. It controls them in such a way to where the wyvern ends up focusing onto Goofy or Donald, whoever's on your left coming through that door, such that it basically eats itself into the corner, so when you do the movement, it just forces the team on quickly. But I got neither of those this time, so here we are. We're probably burning all of the 15-ish seconds that we have to save there, plus another 8, even with a good fight at this point. Partially is this camera. Partially depending on how this next room. I do not. Come on. Oh, thank God. Okay, we got over here in time before the next wave actually spawned in. That was utterly terrifying and slow, but we got it nonetheless. Moving on. Ooh, that's not what we're on. Alright, so yeah. All of the 15, and then some on top. Let's see if we can execute this well. An additional 14. That's not great, but again, we'll take it. More practice. Alright, let's see what we can do with Dragon. And there's the death. Yep, I got greedy. My combos were so bad there. Alright, well, PB is officially dead, I believe. But we keep going. And that's bad. But we'll do that. Here. Hey! Well. But again, this boils down to what I was talking about before. Like I practiced that fight for running. Practiced that fight yesterday. Practiced this fight so fucking frequently. And most of the time in practice, I get a decent fight out of that. In my runs, oftentimes goes to shit. That was the first fight around was just combo timing, essentially. I mean, that's what makes that fight go to shit regardless. Damn it. Bad input. That's okay. Bruh. Alright. Well, saved a teeny bit of time. Literally, if I get a DM-less Riku 2 with the air combos I'm doing now, I will get a best segment, is what it boils down to. Alright. Well, best possible is technically still better than PB. But I would have to actually, like, match every best segment from here to the end. Which, given how the run has been going, not super likely. But we can look for some best segments. We can look to, again, continue to practice some things. And see what the hell happens. Like, I do not have major time saves left. Hey guys, Donald will handle it. Donald's gonna murder Sora. That it right there. God damn it. Try to skip early. I get double bonked. Double bonk is a run blessing? I don't know. Skip early. So to talk about some stuff that happened in the previous set of split. Going the Dumbalist route, that first, the fight by the switch where I like barely got the blue menu I needed. Your goal there is to get the gravity onto the defender faster than I did, get the stop onto the furthest back dark ball, and only that dark ball, and then clear the defender and other 3 dark balls, run to the corner with the switch, and call your party members. With that properly timed, you only need the 1 stop, and leaving that 1 dark ball alive means that the next wave doesn't spawn in, allowing you to get far enough away from it to trigger a blue menu, as long as you pull your party members to you. I was supposed to do a gummy menu there, but that's okay. Because basically in any battle arena, if you can build up enough distance between yourself and your party members and the enemies present, you can get a blue menu in most situations. Hell, you can get a blue menu falling into final rest before engaging. If you're quick about it. All right. There, not Neverland. Oh, and off we go. I don't know. I'm assuming you've already picked up on it, but one of the things for gummy missions in this late portion of the game is you don't actually want to use your boosts as just like constantly or as frequently as you can, because boosting in load zones doesn't actually carry you anywhere. So this gummy mission and the last gummy mission, now that we have the Haste 2G and Flare G equipped, we move quickly enough to where, and our boost recharges quickly enough to where there are windows where we don't want to use it. This is the first prime example of it, is we're sitting here going through a load zone. Once those rocks show up again, though, you're past a load zone, and you can boost again without a care in the world. It only really happens twice in this mission. Once right at the very start, that like you have an initial load zone that you don't necessarily want to boost through. It's less important for this mission in particular, and more important for the last mission. But yeah, there's basically like 2-3 spots in the last mission where you don't want to boost because you just end up wasting it. And I'm also hoping and assuming you know about the exit for that gummy mission. That like once you get into that final section, just exit out and warp rather than doing the gummy mission. I'm pretty sure I've seen you do it, so not too worried about that one. Okay. Right. And now for Dumbo-less Move, Part 2. One more. Alright. My god. Alright. That did not go nearly as we intended, but we didn't get popped off, so we'll take it. Moving along. The ideal there is to not spawn in any of those air soldiers. Beast will usually be more helpful than that, and actually do like a bellow much closer to that timing than he did there. But here we are. Bruh. So bad. Beast not having MP there. Tragic. He did throw his potion on me, which is whatever. But definitely not saving time here. Alright. Yeah. Through the door we go. Up we go. Up we go. And so the other thing about Dumbolus is the nice element of this elevator switch does not reset between visits. There's a lot of in-world stuff that resets between visits. This is not one of them. If we had to do another fight there on our return, it would 100% not be worth it. So most of that boils down to, there was a point at which we did ours strategies on Darkside 3, and then it also sets your party health and MP, so that when you get them back in the later phases of final fights, they actually have resources. Bruh. Really? Too late on my attempted dodge roll there, Beast. Ooh, I just narrowly avoided dying there. Thank you for the Ether Beast. If it was kind of late. 21 seconds of loss. Bad fight. It's kind of moot. There's been some discussion about it. The Bandit is of the opinion that timing-wise, it takes about the same amount of time to detour for the Mega Elixir chest in Rising Falls as it does for the animation for Blue Trinity on the way up. It does give you excess stuff that you don't necessarily need. We used to use the second cottage there. So we used to use 3 cottages. We used to use a cottage pre-Arc Behemoth. We used to be able to get a blue menu to use a cottage during Final Rest rather than using a Mega Elixir there. And we used to use a cottage, and some people still do, pre-Darkside 3. I still use the one pre-Arch Behemoth, but I use the chest in End of the World for that. And that's where the third one came from. Those other 2 have one's become completely moot because you can't really do it, and one is basically optional, and not super necessary. It does, like, not using it will alter the way you go about final fights and the core rooms, because of, like, Goofy not having full MP when you get him back, and maybe not having full health. Donald not having full MP, maybe not having full health when you get him. So it definitely is one of those, like, kind of toss-ups of, like, how much benefit does it necessarily yield. I wouldn't necessarily say that there's a distinct enough time loss to doing it. And there is potential time benefit if your party members end up... That's not what I want. If your party members end up helping you out more during final fights. Thanks. So... There's no guaranteed time benefit, but there's also no guaranteed time loss. That was a little bit early on that boost. Gotcha. So I would say if you're using items during Dragon Mal, just swap to using the Ether. Like, I know some people are now, like, looking at and or moving to, like, using an Ether during Riku. This is another spot where you don't use your boost right away. Do use it before the load is, like, truly complete, because otherwise you're wasting some boost on the tail end anyway. But yeah, you hold it off during that load as well. Yeah, you can do a 5-hit loop on Dragon Mal with an E and still get basically the same result. You also, like, you shouldn't necessarily need... Okay. Alright. Love to see that. That's fucking cute. Okay. Goofy, where's my fucking MP? Like, why haven't you given me MP? I'm guessing because it was at the tail end of that room. You shouldn't need, like, if you're getting the blue Trinity. Oh, look, an Ether. If you're getting the blue Trinity, you shouldn't be in a position where you need additional Mega Elixirs. Even if you're using one at Dragon Mal. Because you get one more than I get in my routing. So I'm a little curious where you're using an additional one beyond that. Alright, let's see how well I can pull this off. Hey, fuck yes. Holy shit, fuck yes. So that's the new strategy for Archbehemoth. That is the first time I've literally ever pulled it off completely. Like, I haven't even gotten it completely in practice. So, like, fuck yes. We take that straight to the fucking bank. And I'm 1 MP down, that's fine. Um, beating, like, that makes the entire run worth it, even though, like, we're nowhere near anything resembling a PB. Alright. So another question I would have for you is, do you do the Ray of Light swap before this fight or after this fight? Because I would actually really strongly recommend doing it after. That's not what we want. I don't think I'm going to get all my charges off now. I went one charge too many. Sketchy. Oh no, we're good. Okay, just going to be slightly slower than intended. Good. Because it helps with the despawn speed, which helps get you out of there a little bit faster. My god. Die already. Pieces of shit. Good. There's like a tiny amount of stuff that's been updated or is new since then, but like it's pretty minimal. So that is a good position to be in. My god, get in the portal. Get your ass head already. Okay. Go. Okay. Not bad on the portal. Bruh. Okay. I tried to do the nifty thing that Gator demonstrated earlier today with landing on him. But I did not quite get that. Fair enough. Okay, and that. There's also like minor differences in equip and item placement between the JP and English versions. So, just a thing to note. Damn. Bruh. Bruh. Okay. That awkward moment of having an extra ether in here that I forgot about. I'm in the middle of the room, which is super fucking awkward. I was, and I fucked it up a bit. Fuck yeah, good clear. Alright, we should save a little bit of time here. Yeah, so the new strat, I think I started trying to do my gravities a little bit too early. The window for getting the stagger is really, really slim. But basically you have to immediately start going into gravities as soon as Goofy takes damage. And then once you've burned through your full rotation of gravities on your base MP bar, hop over to doing physical hits and make sure that you connect a number of them to ensure that you get the stagger off. Make sure that you do a full combo after getting the stagger off to land on the horn. And then from there, it's basically dead off of the R's that you from the landing on the horn. Okay, up. Up. Okay. Final fights time. Bro is clanking off of sand. Fuck. That awkward moment where... Dude, get your ass down here. Thank you. God, that was such a sloppy fight, but still better than PB, so we take that. Okay, Eh, we're gonna save that one for right now. That was an okay fight, a little bit sloppy. Didn't quite get the early kill that we wanted. Bruh. Fuck you. Yeah, that was poorly timed. I was not watching the HP bar enough. We're just gonna pop that heal right there, just because we want to be safe about this shit. Fuck you. Double DM. Alright, well. There goes any potential time save. Alright. Doo-ba-doo. We didn't die to him at least, so that's something. Ah, bro. Wow, I should not have died from that hell. Fuck you. Oh god, okay. That's not what we do. Bruh. Die. Oh, god damn it. Didn't get the dodge roll, that's fine. My comboing has been straight trash through. Excuse me. Terrifying. Yep. Yep. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. That was an okay invisible core. Alright. Alright, go 551. That's what was supposed to happen before for dodge rolling. Lots slop. Lots and lots of slop. Double DM on Ansem 2. Death at Ansem 3. That cost us a decent chunk. The fact that it's technically only 5 seconds of loss to 2 DMs at Ansem 2 is horrendous. Minute 20 there. That new best segment is nice to have. I don't know how much it's actually by, but hey, Navi. Yeah, there's just a lot of shit that went wrong in this run. We started out pretty damn strong. Well, okay. We had a good deep jungle and a decent Wonderland. And then TT2 and Agrabah went to shit. Like we recovered some in Agrabah, and then we lost another chunk, and then we recovered some. Monstro went well. Halloween Town went okay. Neverland was pretty mid. Opposite Armor was okay. Could have been better. Riku 1 was meh. Maleficent, there was a bunch of stuff leading up to that that was bad. Dragon Mail, we died there as well. So yeah, 2 deaths. Double DM. Single DM on Riku 2. And just a lot of bad fights and stuff, so still a lot of time save available to us in this run. 153, 57. Not insane. But it's a large gap where PB at and where we are at. Anyway, that is going to be it for me. Dragon's doing Terra. Nintendo is 2. He's on Mel right now. Yeah, of course. Thank you for keeping me company. Gonna do a little bit of raid over to Nintendo, I think. You as well, and I hope things start to shape up a bit more for you in general. It's always good to have you around, and whatever is troubling you in life right now, I am sure it is temporary. And yeah, I might be around in a more reasonable timeline tomorrow if you are also looking at streaming and you wanted to do a race. Feel free to hit me up. I don't know when I'm gonna get up since it's 5 a.m. right now, but tomorrow is my day off, so using some of my time for a race, definitely something I can look into doing if you would be interested. Yeah, hit me up on Discord about that if you want. If not, I'll almost certainly see you at least in somebody's chat, if not in here again tomorrow. For now, have a good night/day, depending on obviously where you're at. And say hello to Ninten and wish him luck.